Ladies and gentlemen, I dropped Skulltown 100 times in a row. First things first, I wanted to give a big shout out to Luke the Notable, for he is the one who inspired me to do this challenge. But I wanted to give you all the best advice for landing Skulltown, and what better way to do that than dropping there 100 times in a row. This challenge was a bit hard, because if I wasn't able to convince my team to go to Skulltown, I would drop there solo. That, tied with most of these games would play with me queuing up solo, made for the perfect storm. I wanted to drop there to increase my gun skill and learn the drop, so when I do land there, I have a perfect plan for getting the most loot and slaying the most enemies. Let's not waste any more time, as there's a lot of games to go through, and start off with game number 1. Game number 1 starts with me landing on the roof. This becomes one of my favorite places to land within Skulltown, as it is good, safe loot, and allows you to rotate to any part of Skulltown you want. I went chasing after this Gibraltar as I saw how low I got him, and even was able to take out his teammate with no issues. We then attract the attention of some other teams within Skulltown to our position. When landing here, you have to be careful of 3rd, 4th, and even 5th parties. Gunshots can be heard from any part of the town, so any aggressive player will be on your case shortly. We were able to clear out the initial wave of Skulltown, but then had people rotate in and take out our team. Not only does Skulltown get a lot of attention from initial droppers, but people from Thunderdome and Market love to rotate into Skulltown and do so frequently. You always have to be on your guard and ready to fight if you decide to land here. Game number 2 starts with a farther floor drop into Skull. I don't really recommend this building as it only has 3 spots for loot. I quickly run to the center after hearing some gunshots and get heavily punished for it. Landing on the edge of the town and then working your way in is a way better strategy, and one that you'll see me adapt as we move through the series. Game number 3, I scuff my drop and have to quickly figure out a plan. I use Bangalore's ability to quickly create some space between me and the other players so I can loot up a bit. I was able to find some decent loot on the other side of the town and headed back towards my team. I make some initial contact with a lifeline, then lose her from running away. I don't want to push her alone as I don't know what kind of guns the enemies have or how many people there are. I then start to hear some footsteps behind me and seems like someone might be out for my blood. I quickly take care of the Bloodhound. I finish him off and then regrouped with my team. Once regrouped, we run into a striker that is still hanging out in Skulltown. I quickly moved to go and assist my team with the fight. I noticed that the player is low with the one shot I landed and decided to chase. This player quickly takes out my second teammate, but I am there for the refrag. We get up and continue on our adventure. As we begin to move out of Skulltown, we quickly run into another squad rotating in. They're split up enough where I'm able to take out the first one with ease and then move towards the other. I think the bang ult I threw earlier distracted the other guy enough because he had no idea I was coming. We take him out and move on. Not far away, we hear 2 teams duking it out. I decide to challenge the high ground and take out the Octane after a few potato shots. I then take aim on the remaining 2 players and am able to snag both kills with 1 shot from the wingman. If you didn't know, you can shoot through these fences. They're all over the map and most people don't expect it. This tactic lands me a free double kill. We then move more towards the center of the circle and are confronted by another team. We have a longer fight with me getting good chip damage off on each member. Between my teammates and I, we are able to take out all 3 members without much hassle and continue on in our game. We finally find ourselves face to face with the last team. I have racked up 11 kills so far and looking to end with a few more. I was able to pick up the Kraber earlier on and able to dish good damage from afar. I first began with taking out the 2 members with easy headshots. On to the last guy and decided to style a bit with a long range no scope. This grants me my first win in our 100 games of dropping Skulltown. After winning game number 3, I decided to try and land on the roofs again, and was greeted by a not-so-friendly robot. He starts by shooting at me, but then we get involved in fisticuffs. I noticed that while landing Skulltown, you get a lot of fights, but you're also more likely to have fights never stop. When fighting in the town, most people run towards you, and if you just sit back and let them, you're able to take them out with ease. Fighting in and around Skulltown is how you spend most of your time if you decide to land here. But just as my partner and I try and fly away from the nest, we got shot in the back and took a deep dive on a slide. That did not work out too well for me. Game number 5 started well, and I was able to loot up and take out some not so smart enemies. I was able to escape the hive and rotate towards market. Most people think they can just run away from me. They can't. Fighting in and around Skull Town gave me great skill in fighting close range. It teaches you to use your surroundings as cover and utilize every part of your kit. I used the rock formation in this clip to easily dish out damage to this team and even run back quickly to reload. Skull Town teaches you how to fight CQB and really helps with your close range tracking. However, sometimes the 3v1 is too good and you're taken out. Game number 6, I die. Game number 7, I become a Wild West shotgun sniper. And then shortly after, get stabbed in the back. In game number 8, the enemies think grenades can stop me. They were wrong. However, sliding down a hill 1v3 can stop me, and did. In the interest of time, I'll be combining games 9 through 11. Dead. Dead. And oh yeah, dead. Game 12, I'm back in action. But it seems that someone broke my spider web because I have no idea what happened there. But I got the kill. I then used my spider web correctly and closed the gap for an easy shotgun blast to the face. But the shotgun can only do so much, and that leads to my death. Surprise. Game 13, dead. Game 14, dead. Game 15, also dead. While playing Skull Town so many times, I also tried out many characters and noticed that Gibraltar is probably the worst for it. His big hitbox and not so useful shield makes him not an ideal candidate for this location. Ultimately, my lack of knowledge on this legend leads to my demise. Game 17, Moonwalking. Game 18, more fence damage, but I am only noticing now that I had shield I could have used, but didn't. Game 19, let's just not talk about it. Game 20 reminds me of the AA-12 from MW2. Game 21, my teammates seem more sad than I am. Window shot! P2020 kill! And LMGs in game 24. When you are able to leave Skull Town, you leave with great loot and lots of kills. For me, this allowed me to make it to the late game with almost any team. Skull Town sets you up for success, but has huge risk involved with dropping. Game 26, I guess, allows sliding through teammates. Game 27 is just that easy peasy win with just a dash of BM. Game 28 did not have working hit registration. Game 29, I was very parched, and that got the best of me. Game 30 contains a Mozambique kill. Well, it seems that a lot of people land Skull Town in the surrounding area. You never seem to have a dull moment. In this area alone, I was able to rack up 5 kills. But in the end, high ground got the best of me.
Shot in the back, but you're too late. I already downed your teammate.
In game 32, Gibby's got a gun! But in the end, the enemy have 3 guns. That's alright, my teammate can clutch this. He didn't. Game 33 contains head surgery. It was quick and painless. For me, that is.
You challenged the wrong.
Was that a close-range G7 Scout? Was that a long-range G7 Scout? Am I missing something? Probably should have ran away in this game. Game 37, I was getting the window kill. Or not. Game 38 reminds me of MW2 too. Look at that range. Game 39 starts off grim with the guns and loot I had, but I was able to upgrade and go off to college. When exploring the newfound world, we ran into some wildlife. Not knowing what to do with it, I decided to end them with my Spidey powers. Not only did my powers bring us to the endgame, but I was able to use them to secure the last kill. GG. Game 40. Nobody knows I was downed. Gah! Game 42. Also gah. Game 43 contains a fence kill. This game, I'm not sure what was going on, but I felt like I had a laser in my hands. I wasn't missing a shot, and this was leading to me getting a ton of kills.
Reloading. Enemy down. Shots.
The last guy didn't want to deal with my laser, so he just died to the storm. Anyways, another win. Landing the same location so many times allows you to try out what works and what doesn't. As for landing spots, landing in the containers that are underneath the spine seemed to work for me. This area, for whatever reason, was almost never contested. I will not recommend landing wherever the first point of contact is for Skulltown from the dropship hub. This will lead to you having a bad time. Finding a decent gun and a little armor will work wonders for you and allow you to survive the early game. The first part of winning the game is winning the Skulltown. This location grants you tons of loot, action, and great rotations, and I recommend it to any and everyone. Even on not so busy jobs, you're able to loot up and move out. Looting fast and playing aggressive is rewarded at Skulltown and is even recommended. This is what will grant you the most loot and kills possible within a game. Game 57 was played by the worst ninja ever. Game 58 was shot in slow-mo. Thanks, Apex! Game 59 didn't allow us to rotate far from Skulltown, but with these last two kills resulted in a win. Game 60 I was going for back-to-back wins. I just wiped a squad, and I'm dead. Game 61, I prayed to the legends, and they granted me with two of the easiest shotgun kills of my life. It then allowed me to escape within an inch of my life, finally granting me a win. Game 62, I was not granted a win. Well, it must be nice to have shields. Game 64, I was able to wipe this whole squad, with one of them coming from a running player. The last one tried to run too, and it didn't work out for him. But it didn't work out for me either. Landing Skulltown 100 times in a row has greatly improved my gunplay and close range engagement, but it also taught me to know my load. I learned not to mindlessly push players and adapt to the situation in front of me. One thing that hindered my experience in these games was the changing of legends. When playing a legend I wasn't familiar with, I would panic and not perform as well as I could. I think sticking to 3 legends and maining those legends would also improve your gameplay and game sense. Oh yeah, I'ma thirst this kill. Sometimes you have to know when to drop the wingman and use your secondary gun. Other times you just need a Mastiff. My teammate and I were in a heated battle within this house. His team was pushing from the caves, and at the end, they were able to take us both out.
Step quieter next time.
Game 70, Hills equals Bills. Game 71, I explore the outside. Game 72 starts with a canopy drop, and nobody else lands Skulltown. My squad and I are able to make it to this very hectic endgame. I was able to take care of 2 of the members within the squad, but the last one downed me. My teammate used his self-revive and was able to respawn us both in. This allowed me to show off my Johnny Karate moves for the championship belt. Game 73, Death by Chest. Game 74 was a 1v3. Nothing I could do.
Thank you for the fun fight.
Game 75, he's a bird, he's a plane. No, he's just dead. Also, scope comes separately.
They didn't.
Ooh, baby, give me that chicken dinner. Game 76, energy! Game 77, my headshot wasn't enough. Game 78, I wasn't enough. Game 79, okay, I deserve that. Game 80, I became an airbender. Game 81 resulted in an easy first kill.
Enemy down.
Into a, ooh baby, a triple. I was literally on fire. Game 82, Earthbender.
I am repairing myself.
And in comes Gibby. Game 83 was just bad. We'll skip this one for now.
You're lucky, I like you.
Game 84, I was taking a drink and ambushed by AI.
Looks like I beat you.
Game 85, the enemies use double team. Game 86 just made me sad. You think doors can stop me? Okay, but these guys can. Game 88, we're almost to 100, and this game puts us a little closer. Game 89 was my first game of the day. Game 90 was my second game of the day. Was feeling a bit better.
Took out the whole squad.
But I was still brought down. Game 91, I was bamboozled by footsteps. But look at those 180s.
This time I'm down.
Game 92, I was bamboozled by shield. I picked up an empty blue shield. And was sentenced to death. Game 93 was full of damage, but no kills. Game 94, I was a cliff jumper. Game 95, feels like desync to me. Game 96 reminds us to be careful when riding zip lines. But also be aware of our surroundings.
Contact with hostile.
Game 97, I forgot which legend I was! Dropping Skulltown 100 times has taught me a lot about patience and fighting. I will definitely be back. But I will have to recommend staying away when it's the first major point of interest. There really isn't enough loot to go around, but if you're feeling risky enough, can net you a lot of kills. Dropping in on the roofs or under the bone allowed me to loot up and seek out enemies. I loved dropping here 100 times in a row, and now I want you guys to let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this in the future, and all this leads us to Game 100. Game 100, I decided to drop early and go for my go-to spot. I'm able to pick up an R301, a shotgun, and even some shield. Ah, the perfect starting loadout.
First blood.
However, my thirst and aim got the best of me,
I'm down.
resulting in my last death of the video. Thank you all for watching. It was really awesome to drop Skulltown 100 times in a row. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below and what spot I should do next. Again, another big shout out to Luke the Notable. I'll be leaving his channel as the first link in the description below. This video took me quite a long time to get the gameplay and edit, so a like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.